Hi guys, I'm Dean with Old English Outfitters, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new Springfield Armory Echelon. Now Springfield did send us this on a pre-release launch program, so we did get this gun for free, full disclosure, and they did send us a kit with a light, an RMR, and some other goodies that showcase the features of this new pistol. And this is a very exciting new design from Springfield. The first edition of the Echelon is a full-size duty pistol, just about the exact same measurements forward and aft as a Glock 17. So, one of the most popular duty pistols on the market right now. Obviously made to directly compete with that. There are a lot of good features to this pistol, but let's start with the most important of the entire piece, and that is the central operating group. This gun is modular, just like the SIG 320. If you take this gun apart and look at the internals, you see the similarities. You have a central operating group that is a chassis system, a full stainless steel chassis that you can lift out of the frame, and that is the serialized part. So this opens up an entire new world of modularity and customization to a brand new pistol. Now, for no particular reason at all, you might be worried that a gun that has an FCU or a COG in this case might not be drop safe. So not only did the gun in standard configuration pass SAMI spec for drop safe, they then up the game and added what they call a second sear design. So you have a second catching point if there is a failure in the firing mechanism of your guns.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip.
Really happy to see pistols going that way. SIG, as many problems as I might have with SIG and you might have with SIG, they do have excellent designs, and they are truly innovating in the firearms market. So, seeing people follow those R&D trends is great because it is, I believe, the future of handguns. There's no reason not to. If we can get those fire control units to work well, then we can make whatever gun we want without having to do more background checks or spend a lot of money. So they did send this with the medium-sized grip frame, and medium referring to diameter. They're all the same length, and a small grip frame. There is also a large available if you have rather big mitts. Now I have legendarily large hands, and the medium feels fine for me. It does have kind of a back swoop similar to a Glock would, but it is raised up much higher, so it does not want to cant in the palm of your hand. Very comfortable grip, and it has the adaptive grip texture that we have seen on the Hellcat series. And it's very clear to see the similarities of this pistol to the Hellcat and the Hellcat Pro. A very similar look. The magazines. These come standard in the box with two magazines. One 17-rounder and one 20-rounder. Now the nice thing about these magazines is they are also modular. Or as Springfield says, they are capacity adaptable. So they are selling and will be shipping the polymer extensions, and they are going to be at a very affordable price point. So any of their 17-round mags can be converted to a 20-round mag. No longer do we have to give Taron Butler every ounce of our money to try to get magazine extensions. It's nice to see companies are actually going to be sending those in the box and thinking forward to how can we get a higher capacity magazine out. Moving up from there, the undercut. This is, and I do not say this lightly, the best factory undercut that I have ever seen on a pistol. It is radiused all the way up from the grip and into the trigger guard and side to side. There is not a hot spot you will find anywhere on this gun, and I did try to find it. And we do have a double undercut with two memory ledges. Reason for that is mating your grip. It's nice to have an indexing point with some texture so that it is repeatable. You have one forward, closer to the grip itself, and one further out if you prefer to grab farther out and higher up onto the frame. Moving up from there, the slide lock and the magazine release are fully ambidextrous on both sides for right-handed and left-handed shooters, which is a nice option. Now, as a righty, sometimes full ambi guns I have a tendency to over-manipulate, meaning I will accidentally kick the slide release or accidentally drop the magazine out. Did not find that to be the case on this pistol whatsoever. It has a similar guard as to what you might have seen on a Walther PDP. that really protects the mag release, but it is not so large and obtrusive as the Walther is. The trigger is another great feature of this pistol from actually using it. It was very easy to be accurate with this gun, and this is a very accurate gun. 2 parts to accuracy I have found. The physical accuracy of the barrel. Is it a well-made barrel with a proper crown? And this one is. It groups very nicely. But a second part that most people don't talk about is practical accuracy. How easy does the pistol interface with you for you to be accurate with it, right? Because a Glock is a very good grouping pistol, but because of the trigger, most people cannot eke that performance out of it. This was exceptionally easy to be accurate with. I have never been able to hit at 80 yards with a pistol as easy as this one without having to spend hundreds of dollars in customization and get a very light trigger. For a factory gun to be able to do that with that amount of ease is very noteworthy. The slide lock is another feature that is different from most pistols on the market. As opposed to having the ledge and a drop down as you will find, this is just a flat ledge. There is no angle and there is no protrusion down towards the bottom of the grip. I like that because I grip my pistols very high. So I have a tendency to keep the slide from locking open on the last round. It happens to me with pretty much every gun aside from M&Ps because they have a little bit more stout of the retainer for the slide lock itself. This one, I tried to force it open and keep it from locking back, and it locked back every single time, while still being very easy to thumb down and manipulate. So just the simple flat ledge is working very well. Textured indexing points that are also flared out. So you have very nice indexing points for your trigger finger to keep it off of the trigger guard and outside of the trigger guard. And if you prefer a thumbs forward grip, this is an excellent place to put your thumb. Takedown lever, very similar to the Hellcat. However, the Hellcat cams up, this one cams down. Again, very similar to a 320 takedown lever. Now, the slide has excellent slide serrations on it. You have very aggressive forward serrations and rear, and then 2 additional features. You have what they call a forward trench, which is what I would call like a forward version of cocking ears, and the pistol also has cocking ears milled into the slide, similar to a VP9. However, the VP9 are polymer. They can wear down, they can get scraped, they can get smashed. These are milled in. The forward trench really does catch your thumb for press tracks. If you somehow manage to slip past those aggressive serrations, you're going to catch that ledge and still be able to clear, reload, clear malfunction, whatever you need to do. It does come with night sights. There is a few different versions of this pistol. This one has essentially the Hellcat sights. A white U-notch rear with a hard ledge for cocking off of your belt or counter or boot or whatever, and then a front night sight with a high-vis ring, and then that ring also has a lume. So even if your tritium dies, it will work similar to how some watch faces work. The last thing I'll talk about for features. This is a very well-designed optic cut. The second one on the market for a factory pistol that, in my opinion, truly does turn a multi-optic system into the equivalent of a direct milled slide. So the other being a shadow system. Shadow Systems uses spacers to accommodate several different optics on one slide while keeping the height comparable to a direct milled slide. Springfield does the same thing, but in, I would say, a little bit more of a durable way. So the Shadow Systems uses polymer spacers. This has holes drilled in outside of the screw holes that fit removable recoil bosses. So you can take this optic off, take the recoil bosses out, and reconfigure for several different optics, and then the optic will line up with the screw holes. You use the included screws, and you're good to go, all while keeping the optic very low in the pistol. The few different versions of this gun, they're going to have the standard, which this would be the standard, minus the optic and the light. They will have a 3-dot night sight version. They will have a, we'll call it a tactical version, that is 3-dot night sights with a threaded barrel. And they will have a Cali legal version, so this, but with 10-round mags. All of those will be available at launch on July 12th, which is when this video is going to publish. Now, the other thing that is very nice, that Springfield, forward-thinking for the release of this pistol, we are going to have full aftermarket holster support day one. And that includes Safariland duty holsters. They sent this prototype in the package with the gun for us to use. which I was very surprised about. Most people don't get prototypes from Safariland. They wait until a gun's been on the market, we know it has good duty use or military use, and then they'll crank one out. But even, you can't see it, this is stamped prototype. They have several other manufacturers that are going to be available on Springfield's e-store and on whichever manufacturer's e-stores as well for IWB holsters, OWB holsters, a lot of aftermarket support. Now, things I look forward to seeing with this pistol. I am almost 100% sure, though I can't confirm it, they're going to be coming out with a compact grip frame for this, a variety of sizes for this, because they are going to try to compete with the 320. In addition, I'm betting we're going to see aftermarket frame support as well. People like Polymer 80, Icarus Precision maybe will produce an aluminum frame. These are things that I hope for. It is a slightly more neutral grip angle than a Glock, without being dead straight like the PDPs or the 320s are. Kind of vaguely similar, just a little sharper to an M&P. So we have a little bit of a grip reduction off of Glock, just enough to make it more pointable with a red dot, while still giving you that similar feel. So if you're used to Glocks, you're going to like this thing. For all the features that it has, the excellent trigger and the modularity and support that's going to be coming for it, I feel like you're going to really like this pistol. We have about 600 rounds through this thing. Not a single failure in any way. Thank you to Springfield for sending it to us, because this thing was a pleasure to shoot. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. In addition, we do have an Instagram, @OEOutfitters. If you please, go over there, give us a follow. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. .320 is good, but it can be better.